The War Lodge here at Sequoyah High School, getting ready for some Region 7 6A girls varsity action between the Sequoyah Chiefs and the visiting Chattahoochee Cougars. Thank you for joining us on Chiefs TV. I am Chase Schaefer, and joining me in the booth is my colleague, Max Swain. Max, what do we have on tap here tonight here at the War Lodge?
Hopefully a competitive one. Chattahoochee is 6-8. However, they only score 35 points per game. Their defense has looked pretty good lately, decently locked down, but against a very good Sequoyah offense, they're going to need to find something on both sides of the ball to have a chance to win this ball game.
So as the starting lineups come out, looks like we've got looks like we've got Jackson, Davies, Barber, Rogers, and Blatchford, who are going to come leading the charge for the Lady Chiefs right out of the gate. We've seen this team put up some pretty good numbers. They're in a little bit of a hot streak at the moment. They just recently lost to Hebron Academy, but before that, the 9-4 Sequoyah Chiefs have had a pretty decent run of it this year.
Yeah, it was a 6-game winning streak before they lost to Hebron Christian on New Year's Eve. But yeah, it was definitely a good, very impressive run on both sides of the ball. They really brought on offense every game. Blatchford, of course, stunning performances here and there. And I'm excited to see how they perform against a very capable team that they're very capable of beating against this Chattahoochee squad.
So we'll see as both squads take the floor. And it looks like Chattahoochee going to go with McDaniel, Cotton, Williams. And I can't see the number of the other two at the moment. So we'll get that for you once they show the jersey number, but the tip-off is won by Chattahoochee. Cotton takes it for the Cougars. We saw her last year have a pretty decent game against the Lady Chiefs. We'll see if she can have it again this season as she gets it over to Williams. Williams, who's going to find Behringer. So Chattahoochee back out to the top, almost poked away by Blatchford. Good look inside, but a nice job by Taft and Barber playing defense pretty well, standing tall in the paint and knocking that one away.
And you were talking about Autumn Cotton of the Cougars. She's honestly the main scorer for Chattahoochee, and they rely on her to kickstart their offense.
Speaking of kickstarting the offense, Blatchford has it for the Chiefs, feeds it down to Susanna Rogers, pulls up a long jump shot, no good. Barber fights for the rebound and gets it. Oh, that's no good. Blatchford with a wide open look for three. That is not something that is going to be a recipe for success for the Cougars if they continue to leave Blatchford open beyond the arc.
Definitely. You saw Barber get that rebound, that set up Blatchford's shot. They're having to lean on Barber to get the rebound because she has a definite size advantage against all Cougar members.
Nice poke away by Davies. Sends it back over to Barber. As Rogers will take it back up at the top, she'll get it back over to Blatchford. Good look inside for the Chiefs, but a nice block by Behringer. And Chattahoochee will take over after a good defensive play. And a corner three is up, and it rolls around, but it's no good. Behringer has her put-back attempt swatted away by Barber, the senior.
And what did I say? I think Barber's going to have a big game tonight. She definitely has a size advantage over the players on the court right now.
Speaking of Taft and Barber, we'll be seeing her at halftime of the boys' game. We'll talk to her a little bit tonight about this game and some of her favorite moments as a senior. Sequoyah now with the basketball on their side of the court. We're almost 2 minutes gone here in the first quarter as Jackson fires a bullet over to Rogers. Rogers sends this one back over to Davies. Blatchford a little trouble holding on to it, but she recovers, but it's finally poked away. And now it's going to be Blatchford versus Cotton. Blatchford picks it up, has that one poked away, and now we go back as Williams picks it up for the Cougars. And she'll lose the ball as well, so here comes Erin Jackson. Back for Sequoyah.
A sloppy couple possessions there, Chase. Blatchford can't ball handle, and everyone's just turning it over.
Blatchford tried to launch one from the parking lot, no good. So 5:25 left to go in the first quarter. Your score still 3-0 Sequoyah. That one might have been a little bit of a heat check there for Blatchford. As she made her first one of the night, figured, well, we might as well try this one. Rogers with another long two-point shot that's no good.
And this is the time that Chattahoochee needs to take advantage of because it's a close ball game. They need to make some shots here.
Behringer with the rebound off the three-point shot. She gets wrapped up by Barber, and Barber forces the jump ball, so Sequoyah will take back over courtesy of the possession arrow. No pressure shown by the Cougars as they let Blatchford carry the ball up the court. Blatchford gets it back all by herself beyond the arc, and she knocks another one down. So that's 2 of 3 from beyond the arc to start the game for Ellie Blatchford, as she is the only scorer in the game with all 6 points. 4:30 left to go in the first.
And she seemed to take a deep breath before that shot. I think she realized that she was kind of rushing it those first couple of minutes and finally settling down and taking her type of shot.
Foul already on Sequoyah. Barber picks up her first. Interestingly enough, Barber was all the way up. All the way up towards the scorer's table playing defense. We get a few subs for the Lady Chiefs. As Singh out there putting the pressure on defensively. McDaniel gets inside to Behringer, but Behringer's shot is no good. And Chapman can't corral the rebound, so it'll stay. So it'll go back over to Sequoyah. And we've got our first timeout of the game, as Chattahoochee wants to take 30 seconds to talk about it. And while they take 30 seconds to talk about it, we'll take 30 seconds to thank our sponsors.
Of course, Chase, our Sequoyah Chiefs basketball sponsors, our gold level sponsors, Beato's Bar and Grill and Cherokee Focus, our gray level sponsors, Barber Homes, Barber Lecky Financial Group, Honey Bay Tam, Inside Partners, Prestige Staffing, Stroud's Barbecue and Woodstock Furniture, our white level sponsors, Peachtree Pest Control, Brad's Barbershop, Edwards Eye Care, Johnny's New York Style Pizza, Riverstone Homes, Studio 5 Salon, and Suntex Marinas at Little River. Thank all of y'all for supporting the Sequoyah Chiefs basketball programs. And one thing I noticed, Chase, is that when Amy Singh was defending one of the Cougars there, I forgot who it was, but she had a big smile on her face. We were talking about a pregame. Gaddis has smiles on her face when she's running up and down the court. It seems like all the Chiefs are just always happy when they're playing basketball, and that's something you love to see.
Well, it's very important, especially at the high school level, to really enjoy the game, as Jackson fires a long three-point shot, but it goes well over the rim, and all by herself is going to be Cotton, but here comes Gaddis in a foot race. She can't get there in time, and Chattahoochee's on the board with 3:35 left to go, as that was Bree Williams who laid that one up and in for the Lady Cougars.
And finally, they're going to need some scoring here to compete, as I said earlier.
Singh takes a look inside. It's not there, and now there's Cotton, as she's going to take a 2-on-2 down to the other side of the court. Nice move, as Jackson got crossed up by Bree Williams again, and Chattahoochee back to within 2 with 3 minutes to go in the first. So Sequoyah jumped out on a small run, 6-0, but Chattahoochee has brought it right back in to a one-possession game, 6-4. Blatchford looks inside to Gaddis. Now Jackson going to take another three-point shot, and Jackson knocks it down.
And she has really come up clutch for the Chiefs lately. She stepped up in a big way, 12 points per game. She's really in her senior campaign. We know she's going to Iowa, so last year with her, but she's honestly stepped up in a big way to help thrive this Chiefs team.
Jackson, the Cornell College commit, fires up a three-point shot and goes down the other end of the floor and forces a big turnover, as Sequoyah will take back over as Abdusalam checks into the game for the first time for the Chiefs. Tall freshman has a huge inside presence for the Chiefs. Nice lay towards the basket, but it's just not got enough on it. A little struggle for the basketball. Rogers rallying the troops, gets it over to Singh. Singh now back up to the top. Now it finds its way back to Rogers and poked out of bounds with 9 seconds left on the shot clock. Good inside look on the inbound pass, and it goes up and in. As Sophia DeMauro gets on the board for the Lady Chiefs, 11-4 with 1:45 to go in the first. Seeing some substitutions for the Chiefs pretty early that we don't normally see till the second half. So with 4 points on the board for Chattahoochee, Bree Williams is the only scorer as she launches up another three-point shot. It clangs off the iron and is no good. Rogers will pick it up and lead the Chiefs down the floor. Wide open pass to Singh. Singh with a fancy layup move, and it rolls off the front of the rim and in. So a little front spin on that shot.
Yeah, we're
Amy Singh on the board.
Yeah, we're happy to have Amy Singh back, but that pass from Rogers, she has great ball vision, can really see the court, and she's a big leader on this offense for Sequoyah.
And a look inside was there, but unable to corral the pass was Chapman. So 54 seconds left to go in the first quarter. 13-4 your score is Sequoyah on top of the Chattahoochee Lady Cougars. So Addison Gorley getting some early game action in the final moments of the first quarter. Corner look for Singh. Knocks it down. So the three-point shots are falling for the Lady Chiefs. They're getting some wide open looks at the basket from beyond the arc. 16-4 your score. 30 seconds left to go in the first quarter. Cotton working on Rogers. 2-second difference between the shot clock and the game clock. As it is 16-4. Coach Withright calling for one shot. Sequoyah going to pick up the pressure defensively. 4 seconds left. They're going to have to get one off. Shot clock expires, so that'll be a shot clock violation with 2 seconds left to go in the first quarter.
And that's a prime example of this Chattahoochee offense can't get anything going. They can't get past this Sequoyah defense who is really dominating right now.
Rolling the ball in to save time. It's picked up by Rogers. Rogers tries to get it to the corner, but it's not there. Shot wouldn't have counted anyway, but it was a miss. So at the end of the first quarter, your score, the Sequoyah Lady Chiefs 16, the Chattahoochee Cougars 4. The only scorer right now for Chattahoochee is Bree Williams.
Yeah, and I wasn't really expecting that because her long arms really allows her to be a good defender, and most of the tape didn't really show her being much of a scorer. I was expecting Autumn Cotton to get some shots in, but she has stepped up in a big way on that move where she crossed up Erin Jackson. She immediately wanted out of the game. She has a big impact, but I don't know, just they can't seem to get enough open shots, and if they don't, they won't be able to compete at all.
Well, it looks like defensively, too, they're having a hard time keeping Sequoiah's shooters in check from beyond the arc. They've lost Blatchford a couple of times. They've gotten Amy Singh some good looks. They're going to have to tighten up on that perimeter defense a little bit. But like you said, it looks like Cotton's getting a lot of defensive pressure when she comes up the floor with the ball, especially on that last possession of the quarter when Sequoyah forced a shot clock violation. Cotton was told to, kind of slow down, wait for the last shot, fire it off with, 3 seconds left or so. But Sequoyah hears that. Here comes the pressure. They double team. Now they double team whoever has the ball, knowing that they're going to, have to force a bad shot essentially, and they played defense so well that they forced a shot clock violation. So we'll see if things can improve for the Lady Cougars in the second quarter as Sequoyah still on top 16-4.
And that's one thing with the shot clock addition this year, Chase. You want to take it slow and get the best shot, but now in high school you can't really go super slow because the shot clock is right behind you.
Stole by Jackson and laid up and in. We'll push it out to an 18-4 game, 7:40 left to go in the first half as we are just underway here in the second quarter. Cotton's got the basketball. Here comes the double team, and Blatchford knocks that one out of bounds. So it will stay Chattahoochee basketball. So Sequoyah playing the double team on Cotton pretty effectively. Behringer trying to find an inbound pass. She's able to sneak that one into McDaniel. Threaded the needle a little bit there as Blatchford almost got a hand on it. And McDaniel stripped of the ball as Davies gets it over to Rogers. Rogers pushes it out to Blatchford, who's wide open from beyond the arc. And what did we talk about at the end of the first quarter is they cannot lose sight of these Sequoyah Chiefs shooters. And that's 9 points for Blatchford, 21-4 your score. A minute gone in the second quarter, and another steal for Blatchford. Nice pass over to Rogers as Rogers lays it up and in, make that 23-4. And another timeout is called.
And it seems like Sequoyah has come out with even more a drive behind their play. On the defense side of the ball, like, they're going after every pass. They're not giving Chattahoochee a chance to really complete any possession with a score. It's impressive to watch, honestly.
So 6:55 left to go in the first half. Let's go ahead and throw it over some sponsors real quick, Max.
Of course, Chase, our Sequoyah Chiefs basketball sponsors are gold level sponsors, Beto's Bar and Grill and Cherokee Focus. Our gray level sponsors, Barber Homes, Barber Lucky Financial Group, Honey Bay Tam, Inside Partners, Prestige Staffing, Stroud's Barbecue and Woodstock Furniture, and our white level sponsors, Peachtree Pest Control, Brad's Barber Shop, Edwards Eye Care, Johnny's New York Style Pizza, Riverstone Homes, Studio 5 Salon, and Suntex Marinas at Little River. Thank you all for supporting the Chiefs programs we couldn't do without you.
So a minute and 5 seconds past the first quarter of the ball game, and we've already got a 19-point lead in favor of Sequoyah.
And we were talking about it. They're leaving Blatchford and other shooters wide open on the arc. They're playing a zone. They were playing a zone earlier, and that's not really working. So if maybe Coach Withright wants to change something, but because it's not really working right now.
Sequoyah looking to enter the double-digit win column as they can improve to 10-4 and 3-1 in the region with a victory here tonight. Williams sends this one back up to the top for McDaniel. Cotton having a hard time getting open as Rogers is all over her. Shot clock's at 7. Cougars have to get something off. Williams at the top, and that will be a shot clock violation for Chattahoochee. You know, Max, with the shot clock just being implemented this year, you have to wonder, you know, some of these kids who are so used to playing without a shot clock forget to look up and see that shot clock and get a shot off in the allotted time.
Yeah, we were talking about it earlier. It's new this year, and it's being implemented in a time where people have already kind of gained their habits of taking it slow and looking for the best shot in every possession. So adjusting that quick is probably affecting their play, as you said.
So after the ball's knocked out of bounds by Chattahoochee, Rogers will inbound the ball. She'll find Blatchford, who's wide open, and has that one blocked by Bree Williams. As Blatchford thought she had more time than she did, and Williams came in and swatted it away.
And that's good for Chattahoochee. They need something. They haven't really had anything positive this whole second quarter.
Jackson drives the lane and lays it up and in as she weaves through 3 defenders. As the lead now 21 for the Chiefs. Aaron Jackson with her 7th point of the evening, 25-4. With 5:40 left to go in the first half, Williams can't corral the pass. And this one will go back to Sequoyah's end of the floor. Blatchford at the line. She'll take her time as she sinks the first one. And good for the second, so that puts Ellie Blatchford into the double-digit column with 11 points, 27-4. Currently your score here from the War Lodge. Cotton double-teamed again by Jackson, and Blatchford throws up a desperation pass. It's picked off by Davies. Jackson looks to go baseline. There's 4 defenders down low. Somebody's got to be open. Davies takes a long three-point shot. It goes off the back of the rim. Too much mustard on that one. Rogers comes up from behind and pokes it away from Williams, but gives it right back to her on the poke. And it will stay Sequoyah basketball. They're going to say Barber got a hand on it and knocked it out of bounds. And a travel by Eliza Chapman. And Sequoyah in the driver's seat early here in this Region 7 6A matchup against Chattahoochee, looking to improve to 3-1 in region play on the season. Inside look is swatted away by Behringer. And pushed ahead to Williams. She's got to beat Singh. She lays it up off the glass, but too much on it as it rolls off the front of the rim. So Sequoyah goes back the other direction.
And I think Chattahoochee this quarter on defense has honestly improved a decent amount. They've given up most of their points on fast breaks early in the quarter, but right now they're not giving up too many shots.
Rogers looks baseline and stops at the SHS letters. And a three-point shot for DeMauro finds the bottom of the net. So Sequoyah getting it from all sides this evening, 30-4 with 4:09 left to go in the first half.
But that's the thing. So Chattahoochee isn't giving up that many chances, but Sequoyah is taking advantage of every single opportunity they have. No chances going wasted.
And a nice shot by McDaniel breaks a long scoreless drought for the Chattahoochee Cougars, and that will make it 30-6. As she shot one from just inside the key, a little south of the free throw line. Rogers looks inside to Abdus Salam, who has that one knocked away, but the putback attempt is good. And Sequoyah goes back out to a 32-6 lead here with 3:30 to go in the first half. Fans will remind you at halftime, stick with us as boys varsity player Fisher Mitchell will be joining us in the booth. So we got a few things to talk about with him. And then at the boys halftime, we'll have Taft and Barber come join us. So a couple of interviews from some Sequoyah seniors as Amy Singh accidentally runs into Abdus Salam. But leading 32-6 shouldn't cause too many problems for the Chiefs. 3:01 left to go in the first half, and this one's all Sequoyah.
Definitely, Chase. And I still remember those first couple minutes where it was only 3 points scored. I was saying that Chattahoochee needed to get something going fast because, like we're seeing right now, Sequoyah can pull away in the blink of an eye.
Not too much movement on the offensive side of the ball for Chattahoochee. Everybody kind of standing in one spot until the ball carrier gets it. What a heartbreaking shot for Cotton, as that was about as close to being in as you can get.
Definitely. Rolled around the... That has some velocity on it, too, when it was spinning around the rim.
It was the velocity that kicked it out because it moved the net a little bit. Another three-point shot by DeMauro, and she knocks it down.
The senior's feeling herself tonight, up to 8 points.
So 2 minutes left to go, 35-6. Long three-point shot by Chattahoochee, no good. Nice rebound by Chapman. And it'll go back to Cotton. Ball poked away by Abdus Salam. She's got one player to beat. She does. And a kiss off the backboard and in. Makes it a 31-point ball game, 37-6 with 1:35 left to go in the first half. Chapman looks inside and has it swatted away by Abdus Salam, and the long pass intended for Callie Gatton for Addison Gorley is no good by Amy Singh, and a foul. Singh got a little aggressive after causing the turnover. 37-6 Cougars score. Sequoyah on top of Chattahoochee.
I've talked about Abdus Salam a lot this year. I see a lot of potential in her. She's a tall freshman and long arms with ability but her ball vision is her ability to, it's harder than it looks. Just packing the ball, it's harder than it looks.
Gaddis tripped up trying to go for the basketball. Another unsuccessful trip down the court for the Cougars. Fouls in this quarter have been 2-1, so a pretty clean game. As Tomorrow loses control of the basketball, so 45 seconds left. Chattahoochee will get another shot. Continues, 22 seconds left to go in the first half, 39-6 your score. Nice move by Cotton. She'll take a look at a long three-pointer, and another one that was close but not quite there as it banged off the backboard. Looked like it was going to be in. And goes back out, and that concludes the first half here from the War Lodge. Your score at the end of the first half, Sequoyah 39, Chattahoochee 6. So before we get into anything else, let's go ahead and give our sponsors a shout out.
Of course, Chase, our Sequoyah Chiefs basketball sponsors. Our gold level sponsors, Beato's Bar and Grill and Cherokee Focus. Our gray level sponsors, Barber Homes, Barber Lackey Financial Group, Honey Baked Ham, Insight Partners, Prestige Staffing, Stroud's Barbecue and Woodstock Furniture. And our white level sponsors, Peachtree Pest Control, Brad's Barbershop, Edwards Eye Care, Johnny's New York Style Pizza, Riverstone Homes, Studio 5 Salon, and Suntex Marinas at Little River. Thank all of you all for supporting the Chiefs basketball programs. We couldn't do it without any one of you.
So we were scheduled to have a Fisher Mitchell interview. If he comes up, we will come back to everyone. But if not, we will roll right into the second half of the girls' game as Max will be bringing you the play-by-play for the second half of the girls' game. Sequoyah on top of Chattahoochee, 39-6. Thank you for joining us here on Chiefs TV. We will be right back after a short halftime break.
Studio 5 Salon. That's where I get my haircut. Riverstone Homes, Johnny.
Chase, I don't know what to say. Chattahoochee, 6 points and a half, no matter what team you are, CYB or whatever. Not compared to the CYB team at all. But at any level, 6 points isn't going to do it. So, and especially against a Sequoyah Chiefs team, what a half they had, 39 points. Man.
And you know, one of the identities of the Sequoyah Chiefs basketball team is that stifling defense they play. They have a hard press that comes in basically the entire game, and they play relentless pursuing defense beyond the arc, and it's really flummoxed the Chattahoochee Cougars here. So Max, we're going to go ahead and throw it over to you. Go ahead and take us home. I'll be around, but it's your show.
Of course, Chase. And here come the Chiefs, starting the third quarter, up 39-6. Blatchford bringing it up for the Chiefs. Rogers swings to Jackson in the corner. Barber finds Davies on a good cut, passes back out. Chiefs looking for a drive, and Rogers finds one, and it rolls in. Teases as much as it can.
I think we got 3 rotations on that one.
And Cotton bringing it up with Rogers guarding her. Cougars trying to find something, some lane here, but Berninger not able to get around Blatchford. Gives it out to Cotton. And the Chiefs are just going after every ball they can.
5 seconds left on the shot clock. They'll have to get something off.
And it's going off, and turnover gives it right to Blatchford. Rogers finds Tafton Barber wide open into the goal, and she's having a great night.
On the defensive side of the board, she gets on the board offensively for the first time tonight, but we've seen her make a few really good defensive plays down low underneath the basket earlier in this game.
And Berninger guarded by Blatchford. Looking for some outlet, but Blatchford's all over her. But she finds McDaniel for a drive, unable to put it through.
And that was a good baseline drive there for McDaniel. She had all kinds of space, just going to have to finish next time.
Davies for 3, and it's good. And that gives Davies 3, puts her on the board tonight. Sophomore is a 3 machine this year.
A 40-point lead for the Chiefs.
6:07 left in the third. Cotton gives it to Berninger, who's trying to do something on Blatchford, and she shoots near 3, no good. Jackson, fast break, loses control, and that's going to be Chattahoochee ball. And Berninger comes off the floor for Edith Hilliard of the Cougars. McDaniel guarded by Blatchford. Hilliard to Cotton in the corner. Barber on her, double team now. And the ball's kicked away, I believe. Oh, it's by McDaniel. That's going to be Sequoyah ball in their own corner.
Finding it a little interesting that Barber keeps coming out to play perimeter defense. That's not the first time we've seen that tonight.
Yeah, I find that interesting too, especially with the size advantage she has on them down low. As Blatchford launches up a 3, goes in and out, but Jackson with a great cut. Another amazing pass by Rogers.
Yeah, excellent recognition there by Jackson to see the open lane, and Rogers with the awareness to see that Jackson was cutting to the basket and just gave her a little pitch and catch, and Sequoyah pushes that lead out even more.
And they're a great duo. 4 years together, both seniors. Dynamic as McDaniel puts a shot through. Gets the Cougars on the board in the second half.
Still only 2 scorers for Chattahoochee as McDaniel and Williams both have 4.
4:52 left in the third quarter as Blatchford has it. Another good pass. This time to Rogers, and she gets it to Barber. And that one bounces out.
Except for that miss there, Sequoyah's done a really good job of breaking up this zone defense for Chattahoochee.
And they haven't changed it all game, which is kind of confusing because they're down by 40. I know the Sequoyah team is talented. You can't really stop them nonetheless, but something needed to change this whole game. That's going to be Sequoyah ball after the missed shot. Some subs for the Chiefs. Diamero, Jackson, Gaddis, Abdus-Salam, and Singh now in. And the senior Diamero is going to bring it up. Singh has it, looks to Gaddis, gets it to her. Singh finds Jackson in the corner. She drives on 2 defenders. No good, but Abdus-Salam picks up her mess. And 50-8 is your score with 4 minutes left in the third.
You know, we talked earlier about identities of this basketball team. One of them being a stifling defense, but the other thing that this team does really well is clean up on the offensive side of the board. After a shot's put up, they don't really give up on it. They stay there and finish the job. They stay there until either they lose the ball on a defensive rebound or until they put the ball in the basket.
Just right there, you're exactly right. Jackson missed her shot. Abdus-Salam, who's really stepped up in this game for the Chiefs, blocks.
Yeah, Abdus-Salam has been camping out under the basket all night, as she has done a fantastic job of cleaning up the garbage for this Chiefs team as they are up by an insurmountable margin.
And I think it's really smarter for her because they obviously have the size advantage. Ashley gets the fast break there for 2, and that's a time on the floor by the ref. An injured Cougar, Edith Hilliard, comes limping off. Hopefully she is okay. We were talking about Abdus-Salam, 10 points tonight, double digits now for the freshman.
The Cougars just look gassed. I know a handful of these girls
exactly right.
Sitting on the bench played the junior varsity game as they started the game with 6. Only finished it with 5.
Williams trying to get something going. Guarded by Diamero. Now to McDaniel, who's going to take it on 2 defenders. And a swat by Abdus-Salam. She gets some arm or hits her with her body. And it is a foul in some way. And that's the freshman's first. McDaniel looking to add to her 4-point night. Half the points of the Cougars so far. Not enough on that one. Attempt number 2. With 2:45 left in the third quarter. Attempt number 2 is good. 54-9 is your score in the third quarter.
So I'm going to lighten the mood here a little bit. I just got a notification on my phone on one of the tweets that I had sent out earlier while we were watching the JV game. And I just got a notification on my phone that said Ellie Blatchford liked it. Now, that's kind of odd considering right now Ellie Blatchford has the ball beyond the 3-point line as she sinks another one.
Maybe she's just, maybe it's a robot.
She's multi-talented. She can tweet and ball at the same time while not having her phone in her hand. So I just thought that was pretty interesting. 57-9, 2:15 to go in the third.
As Blatchford knocked down a 3 just then. That was impressive. And now Chattahoochee has the ball. Williams has been a big part of the Cougars' attempt tonight. Here comes Berninger trying to get on the board, and she does just that. Adds up 2, and it's 57-11.
Nice job playing through contact.
And Berninger has honestly been pretty aggressive. She has put up a decent amount of shots. Finally gets one to fall. For the 3-point play, and she puts it through. 57-12 with 1:58 left in the third. And Diamero's going to bring it up. Gorley's in the corner now, and she is wide open. Unable to put it through, but Abdus-Salam can't bring it down. It fumbles around on the floor, and Singh takes it for a jump ball and Chiefs ball. And the Cougars bring it down the floor. Cotton looking for an outlet, finds McDaniel, and she's going to drive once again, and is fouled on the way to the lane. Amy Singh charged with a foul.
Yeah, one of the pitfalls of this defense is whenever they play aggressively, if you have an officiating crew that likes to, you know, that tends to call more fouls than usual, it can really be demoralizing to this team early in the ball game. We haven't seen that here. There's only a few fouls on each Chief.
That's right. And that's Singh's second of the night. As McDaniel goes 0 for 2 on the free throw. And Singh tries again to Abdul Salam, but a good steal by the Cougars, and Cotton's going to take it for a fast break. But Milani Abdul Salam gets the rebound.
Yeah, nice steal by Williams. Cotton still unable to get on the board for the Cougars.
That was a beautiful pass by Addison Gorley. Almost no look. Wow, as Cotton and the Cougars trying to get something going here with 57 seconds left in the third. What a pass that was, Chase. And D'Amaro with the steal. Finds Gaddis in the fast break. And she's going to slow it up. 44 seconds still left now. Gorley's going to attempt to drive. Finds D'Amaro cutting, but not enough on that one. Out to Abdul Salam. Swatted away to Singh. Gorley for a deep three. And it is good. The combination of Gorley and Davies behind the line with the occasional threes from both of them, that is a dynamic duo that they have coming up in the sophomore class. Deep
three-point shot, you're right. Beautiful angle, beautiful arc, and beautiful finish. As Sequoyah is ahead by 50.
With 9 seconds left in the third, Cotton with a deep three, and the bank is open. And the clock is ticking down in the third. Gorley shoots up a three. Too much on that one, and that one flies over the rim. At the end of the third, it is 62-15. Sequoyah is dominating in this one. And we'll kick it over to some ad reads. To you, Chase.
So we'll thank some sponsors real quick. As we want to thank our gold level sponsors first. That would be Beto's Bar and Grill. Want to give a shout out to them tonight as they provide sort of our hospitality suite, if you'd say, for the media, officials, things of that nature. So they had some excellent wraps for us tonight and provided some beverages. So we appreciate that as they're one of our gold level sponsors. Cherokee Focus, another one. Our gray level sponsors will be Barber Homes, Barber Lackey Financial Group, Honey Baked Ham, Inside Partners, Prestige Staffing, and Stroud's Barbecue, along with Woodstock Furniture. Our white level sponsors will be Peachtree Pest Control, Brad's Barbershop, Edwards Eye Care, Johnny's New York Style Pizza, Riverstone Homes, Studio 5 Salon, and Suntex Marina at Little River. So we get a little bit of a short clock here, Max, as we go into the fourth quarter.
And I think it's well-deserved because we've been here for a while, and Chattahoochee, they seem exhausted like you said. They seem kind of gassed, and for a good reason because they're only playing with really 6 players, and with Hilliard injured, 5 players in the court through, honestly, this whole latter part of the second half. That has to gas you when you're playing against a very rapid-fire Chiefs team. And any basketball team, to be honest. 5 players is a difficult number to play with.
Yeah, we saw Coach Yarbrough early on in this game go a little deeper into his bench, so I don't think he was ever concerned about the result of this game.
Bellinger can't put it through on 3, but Jackson with the rebound. And she sets it up for a drive, and she's wide open, but too much. Too much mustard on that one, and Williams going to push it for the Chiefs, started by Brooke Reagan. McDaniel outside the arc, going to drive again, but stolen by Jackson with Cotton chasing her. That one goes through this time. 64-15 with 5:15 left in the fourth.
Yeah, Sequoyah up by 49, 5 minutes left to go in the fourth.
Williams outside three-point line, almost stolen by Davies, but a little bit too aggressive, as we were talking about earlier. Chase can lead, their high level of aggression can really lead to fouls. And for the Chiefs, Rogers and Jackson come out as Abdul Salam and D'Amaro come in with 5:03 left in the fourth. And what a block. Abdul Salam is laying down the lumber. And Davies pass to D'Amaro, lays it up. And it's a 51-point ball game here in the War Lodge.
Tomorrow with 10 points already. Sequoyah is sharing the love here in this Region 7-6A contest as everybody's getting involved, and that's probably why they have a 51-point lead.
Berninger for 3, and it is good. And she is up to 6 points. Berninger coming up late in this game, but pushing the game closer as Reagan has the ball, gives it to Abdul Salam. Finds Bellinger for three. Can't push it through. And that's going to be Chiefs ball off of a Cougar. Gorley is a sub for Sailor Davies. Chiefs ball under their basket. Gorley has it in the corner. Looks inside for Abdul Salam. A foul on the floor is called on Dana McDaniel of the Cougars. And that is Chiefs ball under their basket once again. This time out on Shelby Bellinger. And she's shocked. That's going to be Cougar ball. Cotton bringing up the floor. Berninger back to Cotton. Puts a move on Gorley. Attempted drive, very physical, and it's a foul going up.
Interesting call there because it looked like Williams got tangled up and walked with the basketball. So instead of a travel, Cotton's going to head to the charity stripe.
That's right, Cotton with her first shot. Can't put it through, and that's going to remain a 66-18 ball game with 3:49 left in the fourth as Tristan Barber comes in for Sophia Diamero of Sequoyah.
Yeah, Cotton with that makes her second made shot on the night. 4 points. She had a 3-point shot earlier. Yeah, she has had a hard time finding the hoop tonight.
Reagan passes it to Bellinger, and a good pass. The Chiefs are just having their way tonight in the War Lodge.
Excellent pass, just beyond the fingertips of the defender, and a nice finish to put the ball in the hoop.
Williams attempts an answer, can't push it through, and that's going to be rebounded by Berninger. Out to McDaniel for three. No good. And Gorley's going to bring it over the floor. Abdul Salam looking for an outlet, overthrown. It's going to be out of bounds, and Chiefs ball. A lucky break for Abdul Salam as she comes off the floor, along with Gorley. And now Ava Gray and Lauren Trujillo of the Chiefs are in.
Yeah, Sequoyah starters buried pretty deep on the bench. Coach Yarbrough not wanting to take any unnecessary risks with the starting five.
Swatted out of bounds after a fingertip gets in there for Williams of the Cougars. Chiefs ball on the sideline.
Now the game, number 20, Ashley Moore.
Ava Gray is now going to bring it up for Sequoyah. And Rayton's shot a little bit to the left. 68-19 with 2:48 left in the fourth. Cotton has the ball on top. McDaniel looks for Berninger, who's covered heavily by Bellinger, and her drive is good. Rolls in, and Berninger is up to 8, pardon me. Another great pass out to Trujillo. This time it's off the top. No good, and Cotton is going to push it up the floor. Williams has the ball up top. And Berninger gives it to Chiffin. McDaniel resets it.
McDaniel had a pretty neat little shot there earlier on in the game. It was almost like a falling shot that just went in. Speaking of just going in, Cotton finally hits her third bucket of the night.
And she's up to 8, Chase. Not too bad of a night for Autumn Cotton. as Barber takes it for a drive, and that's in. 70 for the Chiefs, 70-24 with 1:14 left. Berninger gonna drive it, and that puts it through on the bank. 70-26 is your score.
Sequoyah playing a softer zone defense here in the final moments of the game.
That's right, 47 seconds left. And Bellinger launches up a three. And she's over 3 on outside the arc tonight. Cotton brings the ball up for Chattahoochee. A physical drive and a foul going up with 28 seconds left. Cotton now going to attempt her 2 free throws. First one bounces out. 70-26 is your score with 28.4 seconds left in the fourth quarter. And Cotton's second shot is good and puts her up to 11. And Reagan takes the ball off the floor. Barber now taking on Williams, finds Reagan again. Trujillo thinks about it and then goes up, gets her own rebound.
Yeah, I think Lauren was thinking about that one a little bit too much. She might have heard some footsteps that weren't necessarily as close as they thought, because she could have just caught that one and laid it up and in.
Reagan now with the ball in the corner. For a long 2, and it is in, and that will end it. 71-27 is your final score from the War Lodge. Sequoyah beats Chattahoochee Cougars. An easy one from halftime to predict the winner, but Chattahoochee gave it all they had, especially in that second half. They really put it all together, even though 27 points obviously wasn't enough against a 72-point performance, but still, I would say some positive points, much more in the second half than there was in the first half.
No, and Sequoyah got an excellent performance from their deeper bench players. Starters got in, gave them the lead they needed at halftime, and basically let some players a little bit further down the bench get some time, get some minutes, get some confidence. Really, as we saw some characters who don't usually score a lot of points getting double digits. Like DeMauro had an excellent night, but for the most part, this was all Chiefs basketball as they come out of here with a big win as they improve to 3-1 on the region schedule. So we'll go ahead and take a short break, ladies and gentlemen. Join us in a few minutes as we bring you all the action for the game between the Sequoyah boys and Chattahoochee boys. And that should be a good matchup. Both teams pretty highly touted. Sequoyah coming in at 9-4, and Chattahoochee coming in at 10-4. A big caveat to that: Sequoyah 1-2 in the region, as they had a game against River Ridge kind of slip away from them. They're technically buried at 5th in the region standing, so a loss here tonight would not do anything to help that. But a win here tonight would be a big region win against a tough opponent that's 2 years removed from a national championship and your region champions the last 2 years. So we'll see you on the other side of the break. I'm Chase Schaefer. Thank you for joining us on Chiefs TV. Joining me is Max Swain, and we will catch you guys in a few minutes.
They're playing basketball. Yes, sir. They love that basketball here in Cherokee County. Welcome to the War Lodge here at Sequoyah High School for a huge Region 7 6A matchup between the Sequoyah Chiefs and the Chattahoochee Cougars. I am Chase Schaefer. Joining me in the booth is Max Swain. Max, a heavyweight bout on tap tonight here in Region 7 6A. The 9-4 Chiefs host the 10-4 Cougars. Sequoyah, don't let that 1-2 record in region play fool you. They have had some close games, a 1-point loss to Centennial, and a game from River Ridge that just slipped away in the very last moments. This should be a good bout.
Yeah, a good bout is probably an understatement. This one should come down to the wire. Two amazing basketball programs. In the past couple years, they've really dominated, and I'm excited to see how those two teams come out.
Chattahoochee not too bad either. Their only losses this year are to South Gwinnett, who is no slouch. They're 13-1 and state ranked. Mountain View comes in 10-4. Salem 8-3, and Clinton, Tennessee, a 13-1 team from the state up north. So Chattahoochee, a very, very formidable opponent. The region champs the last 2 years and state champions in 2020 as we get ready to get underway here from the War Lodge. A decent contingent of fans out here tonight. Hopefully an even bigger contingent of people watching at home on Chiefs TV. We thank you all very much for your support. Sequoyah's had some heartbreaking losses, but they come into this game very hot. They've won 6 of their last 7 as Shiloh ended up breaking that 6-game winning streak as Sequoyah losing in heartbreaking fashion, fouling on a 3-point shot with 0.3 seconds left. The shooter makes all 3 free throws, and Sequoyah loses the ball game to a formidable Shiloh opponent who we saw earlier this year at the War Lodge Classic.
Yeah, definitely. In 2 close games, the past two games have both been close. Overtime and come down to the 0.3-second foul, and they honestly have not had their way in these close games. So if you're Sequoyah, obviously you want to win, you want to pull away, but you need to pull away late in the fourth if it is close, because Sequoyah has not been at their peak when they're in close games nearing the end of the regulation.
So some Tuesday night basketball on tap here in the great state of Georgia as we get ready to do the Sequoyah Chiefs starting lineups. Looks like they're going to come out with the usual suspects as Preston Parker comes off the bench first. Then it'll be Matthew Traynor, Dylan Wally, Fisher Mitchell, and Kyle Keener, your remaining starters. So the only thing a little bit different is that Traynor is starting on the floor tonight. Usually comes off the bench, but averages quite a few minutes in the ball game. So we get ready to get underway here from Sequoyah High School. Out on the floor for Chattahoochee, Gil Matondo. Alongside him will be Avi Harista. And Tamawai Edasoye. And Yuta Yamamoto out on the court. And your 5th and final starter will be Cameron James. As we get ready to strap in and gear up for a big Region 7 6A game. A hush falling over the crowd as we get ready to get underway here from the War Lodge at Sequoyah High School. It is basketball night in Georgia, and Sequoyah wins the opening tip, but down to the floor goes Fisher Mitchell, and we get a jump ball. So how do they even rule who had possession? I guess they're going to give it to the guest, or we will re-jump. So nobody established possession, so we will re-jump. False alarm. We're about to get underway. So we'll try her again. As Dylan Wally in to go up against Gil Matondo. And this time Matondo wins as Yamamoto will take the ball in the backcourt for Chattahoochee.
He's a great player. He's kind of the engine of this Chattahoochee offense. Great ball vision and amazing passing.
So Sequoyah with some tight defense. Yamamoto lets one fly, no good. And it will be recovered by Sequoyah. 30 seconds in, still no score. Ball finds its way out to Parker. Parker to Fisher Mitchell, who's really been doing a fantastic job of finding his perimeter game as Keener pulls up a long 2-point shot from the free throw line. No good. Gets the ball back. He'll wait for Wally, who fires a long 3-point shot. No good, as it had too much mustard on it and was a little to the left. So a minute in, no scoring. And here come the Cougars as Matondo sends this one back over to the top. Yamamoto again now kicks it out to the corner. Long 3-point shot is good, as it looked like it was going to bounce out for a second. So Chattahoochee on the board first, courtesy of the Cameron James 3-point shot. And a quick whistle on the floor as we see our first foul of the evening. As Edisoye picks up his first and his team first. A little conversation going on right now between the officials and the Chattahoochee head coach. Keener got to get the ball in. He fires it all the way back across the other side of the court for Dylan Wally, as he was able to get it off before he got a violation underneath the basket they're trying to score, and Trainer loops it around to Dylan Wally. Inside to Fisher. Fisher with a nice post move, but it rolls off the front of the rim. Sequoyah still hasn't found pay dirt yet. There's a chance for the Cougars to take a 2-possession lead. Laid up and in by Cameron James. He's got all 5 points in the game so far. As we're 2 minutes in, your score, Chattahoochee 5, Sequoyah 0. Wally thought he had Trainer down low. It wasn't there, and that's a turnover.
And Sequoiah's forcing things. We've seen that with them a couple games this season, but when they force things, they can't score because they're trying to force shots on offense. They aren't playing their brand of basketball.
Parker picks up his dribble. Ball makes its way all the way back around to Wally, who finds Parker at the top of the key. Parker picks up his dribble. Gets it over to Wally. Wally drives inside, lays it up and in, and Sequoyah on the board at 5:24 left to go in the first quarter. So 5-2 your score. Chattahoochee inside look, kicks it back out to the wing and laid up and in by Avi Haritza. And Sequoyah wants to talk about it. 7-2. 5:09 left to go in the first quarter. Max, Sequoyah having trouble getting points on the board in the early part of the game.
Yeah, they better be happy that Wally took kind of a deep breath and drove the ball like he is honestly great at. It would be no score, 7-0 early. And like I said, they're kind of rushing it. They're not really playing their type of basketball, which is outside shooting, pass the ball around, though. You have to pass the ball and get men open for shots. They're not really doing that as good as they should right now.
So Coach Carden having a spirited discussion with his Chief squad as they currently trail by 5 with 5:09 left to go in the first quarter. Thank you for joining us on Chiefs TV. I'm Chase Schaefer. Joining me is Max Swain. As we hope you are enjoying tonight's broadcast of some Region 7 6A action here from the War Lodge at Sequoyah High School in Canton, Georgia. Sequoyah with the basketball as Keener and Wally play a little pitch and catch. A long 3-point shot by Keener, no good. Nice rebound by Parker, who lays it up and in. And Sequoyah pulls back to within 3, 7-4, 4:40 to go in the first quarter. James drives the lane again, has to shoot this one over to the corner for Yamamoto. James gives it right back, and another long 3-point shot off the front of the rim by Haritza. Trainer tries to drive in on the aforementioned Chattahoochee player and does, and Sequoyah pulls back to within 1 point, 4:13 to go in the first quarter.
And that's the magic of Trainer. He's a physical dude, he's strong, and he's quick though. He's smooth on his moves, and it's hard to stop him.
Multi-sport athlete as well as James. Whiffs on his shot from the free throw line, but Fisher Mitchell fouled him. So So going to the line for the first time tonight will be Cameron James, with a chance to push his Cougars lead back out to 3. And pushes it to 2 as he sinks the first one. So 4:01 to go in the first quarter, 8-6 your score. And the second is good, so back to 3-point lead. For Sequoyah. As Chattahoochee brings in a substitution right after the second shot, and Coach Carden and the official having a little bit of a chuckle. So 3:54 to go in the first quarter, 9-6 your score. Chiefs trailing, but Dylan Wally pulls up a 3-point shot that is no good, so the score remains the same. 3:44 to go in the first quarter, as here comes Haritza with the basketball, gets this one in, and a nice drive to the basket, but ultimately no good on the shot is Edisoye. Driving in and laying it up is Keener, but that's no good as well. It'll stay Sequoyah basketball.
And Keener attempting a shot there, but he's still scoreless, and we've seen over the past couple of games, Chase, I was talking with you about this earlier, in the month of December, he's scored 15 points a game. However, in the first 5 games, he scored 19 points a game, but in these last 4, he's only scored 10, which is kind of a slump for him right now. So he's trying to find his footing again, get back to how he was early in the month. But it's a new year, so maybe he's going to find his stride once again.
Keener gets it inside to Mitchell, who buries a 2-point shot from just south of the free throw line.
We know who, but we do know who has found their stride. That is Fisher Mitchell. He knows he can shoot the ball now. I remember that night he had 7 threes.
Coming off a big 3-point performance, Keener picks up another foul. His first, team's second. 3:07 to go in the first quarter. Chattahoochee still holding on to a 1-point lead, 9-8. In what will be a very highly anticipated matchup. Shot goes in after bouncing off the rim a couple times, and that's Matondo, who pushes the lead back out to 3, 11-8, 2:45 to go in the first quarter. Sequoyah having a little bit of a tough time getting that offensive rhythm going. Wally drives to the basket, kicks it back out to Keener. Keener drives the lane and finally is able to find the basket, as he's made that inside move a couple of times, and that's the first time that he has converted on it. 11-10 your score, 2:25 to go in the first. Haritza gets this one out to the corner. No good on the 3-point shot is Aiden Temple. And a long 3-point shot, no good by Connor Gillette. And Wally picks up the offensive foul as he stood in there and took a shot from Temple.
That's great motivation, momentum shifter by Wally.
Correction, the foul's on Edisoye.
His charges really hype up a team because they really take away all momentum. They take the floor out from under the opponent and push it all on your own team.
11-10 your score. Sequoyah with an opportunity to get their first lead of the evening. A little back and forth, still plenty of time on the shot clock. Wally drives in and has that one swatted away, but there was Fisher Mitchell to put it back, as Matondo swatted that one out of the air on the Dylan Wally shot, but Fisher Mitchell there to pick it up and give Sequoyah their first lead of the ball game. But a 3-point shot fired up by Haritza, and Chattahoochee goes right back out in front, 14-12. A 3-point shot for Sequoyah, no good, as that was Fisher Mitchell who pulled the trigger. 1:18 left to go. Some shots really starting to fly up. No good by James. 3-point shot by Yamamoto. And 17-12 your score as two big shots for Chattahoochee walk them right back out to a 5-point lead. Under a minute to go in the first quarter. Keener's step back jumper is no good. And the rebound taken by Temple.
And those are those shots that Kyle Keener usually makes, those big moves, step back, fadeaways. It's just he usually makes them, and I don't want to say he's off his game, but something's not clicking his past couple games.
And a long deep three again, no good. As Temple pulled the trigger on it, but it wasn't there. 35 seconds to go in the first quarter. Wally from way downtown. And it circles around the rim and goes in. 25 seconds to go. 17-15 Chattahoochee. And here come the Cougars. Nice layup off the backboard. Not there. Temple, second attempt, no good. Third attempt, no good. As the Chiefs pick up the basketball, shot clock is dead. 10 seconds left. Sequoyah with a chance to get the last shot off. They're going to have to put something together. 5 seconds left. Is Keener just going to pop one off? He is. He fires it up, and it's no good. So an opportunity wasted there at the end of the quarter for the Chiefs, but they have mitigated the damage, only down 2 points. As at the end of the first quarter, your score is Sequoyah trailing Chattahoochee 17-15. Before we get too into it, Max, let's go ahead and throw it over to the sponsors. So we want to make sure that our sponsors get their due recognition, so take it away, Max.
Of course. Our Sequoyah Chiefs basketball sponsors are gold level sponsors, Beavis Bar and Grill and Cherokee Focus. Our gray level sponsors, Barber Homes, Barber Lackey Financial Group, Honey Baked Ham, Insight Partners, Prestige Staffing, Stroud's Barbecue, Woodstock Furniture. And our white level sponsors, Peachtree Pest Control, Brad's Barbershop, Edwards Eye Care, Johnny's New York Style Pizza, Riverstone Homes, Studio 5 Salon, and Suntex Marinas at Little River. Thank all of y'all for supporting the Chiefs basketball programs.
So, Max, a back and forth first quarter. The deciding moment in that first quarter was basically the two back-to-back three-point shots that Chattahoochee was able to knock down to get back out in the lead.
Yeah, it was. You're right. It was back and forth because Chattahoochee did have that lead early, and I was genuinely concerned because Sequoyah did not seem to be coming out of the locker room with their hair on fire like they needed to really be in this big of a game. But they really kind of awoke after that timeout. It was impressive to see. Yeah,
towards the end of the first quarter, we saw a lot of shots get basically up and going, and it was kind of a scoring by attrition where it was quantity over quality, just getting a shot off and trying to get it in the air towards the basket. As we're back underway in the second quarter, Sequoyah taking their time, getting things set up. Parker over to Wally. Oh, Wally catches Keener napping on the pass attempt. It's a 2-on-1 as Yamamoto with a nice pass, and I cannot believe that shot toilet bowled out. That has got to be the unluckiest roll of the rim I have seen in a long, long time, but a travel is called on Connor Harris. What a heartbreaking miss for Yamamoto.
That ball had some speed on it, and when it had to go at least 5 times.
I have no idea how it didn't go in. It was about as far in as you could get without actually being in. And somehow, some way, that ball almost defied gravity and bounced back out, but that one's not going to. As Esparza lays it up and in and pushes it to a 4-point lead in favor of the Cougars. Harris pitches it back. Parker with a 3-point shot, but he is fouled. So Preston Parker will go to the charity stripe for the first time tonight. 6:55 left to go in the first half. 19-15 your score. And Parker with a chance to make it a 1-point game if he can sink all 3.
And we've been talking about Parker this whole season kind of being a dark horse, but I think he's kind of cemented himself as a consistent scorer on this Chiefs team, and it's good to see him finally getting on the board tonight.
So Parker 2/3 of the way there as he sinks the first 2 of 3 shots. And he can make it a 1-point game if he makes the third and final, and he does. So 19-18 your score as the substitutes come in from the scorers table. 6:55 to go in the first half. Sequoyah trailing by 1. Oh, and a turnover under the basket, and Sequoyah back out in front as a nice heads-up play there by Kyle Keener gives Sequoyah a 1-point lead. Keener caught Yamamoto napping on the inbound pass, and Parker picks the pocket of one of the Cougars, and his layup is no good. He was all by himself as he poked it away from Harista. And driving to the basket is Chattahoochee getting the ball. And the lead back is Matondo with a nifty little move to the basket.
That was a big mistake by Parker on the layup because now Chattahoochee has the lead right back.
Spin move by Matthew Trainer goes off the back of the iron. 21-20 your score in favor of the Cougars. Nice move to the inside by James. And Coach Carden needs a full timeout to talk about it with his Chiefs. So 6:04 to go in the first half, 23-20 your score as James drove uncontested to the basket and laid it up and in.
That's a very honest observation because I think James is a great basketball player, great speed, and his ability to drive to the goal, it's stunning the Chiefs right now because they're just standing with their hands up, expecting him to kind of stop short for a shot right there. But he is a physical player. He will drive to the goal no matter what you do.
Yeah. You know, one of the things, sidetracking for a moment, that we've really enjoyed, we've got to see some good teams in this Region 7 6A play. Next year the region alignment changes a little bit, so we're not going to be able to see some of these Fulton County teams like Chattahoochee or Centennial who provide some really fun basketball, not only to watch but to cover. I mean, we get Centennial, Chattahoochee. We've had some really good teams come through here on the Fulton County side of things that I'm going to be honest, I'll miss going forward as next season Sequoyah goes into a region with all of the Cherokee County schools except Cherokee County and then Allatoona and Rome. Now, obviously still some good basketball in Cherokee County, which we're really excited about it being more localized from a coverage and media standpoint, but we will definitely miss seeing some of these very flashy, athletic, and talented teams like Chattahoochee and Centennial in our region. So 6 minutes to go in the first half coming out of the timeout. Sequoyah trailing 23-20 as Dylan Wally clean misses on a three-point shot. Offensive rebound. Trainer, nice turnaround shot is good. And Sequoyah back to within one with 5:44 left to go, 23-22 your score.
And we've seen some stuff from Matthew Trainer these past couple of games, and I think Coach Carden saw the same thing because put him on the starting lineup, and he is playing his heart out.
James blocked by Mitchell. Mitchell comes down with the basketball. So Sequoyah with another chance to take a lead. Nice head fake by Keener. Keener gets the shot up and in, and nothing but net as Sequoyah will walk back out to a 1-point lead with 5:15 left to go in the first half. Points spread pretty even on the Sequoyah side of the board. Going to the basket and fouled, though, will be Edesoye. Edesoye going to shoot two. 5:05 left to go. A chance to regain the lead for Chattahoochee. So big region implications on the line tonight as that first free throw is no good. Sequoyah does not want to get in a hole early in the season in region play as they are already 1-2, courtesy of two very close losses to two of the top three teams in the region. As Edesoye ties it up, it's 24-24, 5 minutes left to go in the first half. And a nice shot by Parker puts the Chiefs up by two, and that's their biggest lead of the ball game, 26-24, 4:45 to go in the first half.
And that is Parker's shot. The quick stop and quick jump. He is amazing at that shot.
Chattahoochee hasn't lost a true road game this season as a scrum for the ball down inside the paint. And Chattahoochee is rescued by a timeout called by their head coach. So 4:33 left to go in the first half. Sequoyah on top of Chattahoochee, 26-24. You know, we mentioned region play. Region play is so important because Sequoyah has a 9-4 record. That's a very good record, but if they go 2-6 in region play down the stretch, they're going to be in big trouble.
Big trouble, definitely. That's why you have to really take advantage of every game because they are a good basketball team. 9-4 is a great record, like you said, but they have to focus on these region games because they're already in a losing record. so they can't have anything worse and play average in these region games.
And it's still very early in the season, but you don't want to be working out of a hole early on, and that's not necessarily Sequoiah's fault. They definitely had a front-loaded schedule, as they've had the 3 toughest teams in the region outside of themselves the first 3 home games they played. So it's not necessarily that Sequoiah's struggling, they're just playing good teams. And on the flip side of that is late in the season when everybody's hitting their stride, Sequoyah going to have to go play on the road. And speaking of playing on the road, Chattahoochee hasn't lost a true road game this season. Now they've lost a few games in some outside tournaments, but as far as a true road game, they're undefeated on the road. So we'll see if that trend can continue here tonight at the War Lodge. Sequoyah comes down with the rebound, still 26-24 in favor of the home team. 4:12 to go in the first half. Parker picks up the ball at the wing. Down low, and James reaches in for a jump ball. As possession arrow in favor of Chattahoochee. So Harrington has that one taken away from him. Possession arrow will flip back over to Sequoiah's favor on the inbound. 4:05 to go in the first half. Still a 2-point lead for the Chiefs. And a nice up and down the floor move by Chattahoochee, and laying that up and in is Gil Matondo, as he was fed by Edesoye. And it is now a tie ball game, 26-26. And aggressive defense by Edesoye will draw the ire of the officials.
And we saw the last game with Sequoyah, and we see a lot with the Sequoyah girls. They're really aggressive with their fouls, and it's really aggressive on defense and overall, but it sometimes comes back to bite them with fouls, and that's how Chattahoochee is playing right now. They're playing lights out on defense besides those fouls that they're giving up.
And Parker with a deep 3-point shot, no good, but here comes Matthew Trainer as he gets it out to the corner to Harris, who knocks down a 3-point shot. So Sequoyah once again with their biggest lead of the night, up 29-26 with 3:25 to go in the first half. Looking inside is Haritza, no good, but he's fouled, and a late whistle comes in. As Haritza gonna go to the charity stripe. I agree, fan. I agree. But it's not about what we think, it's what the officials think. So the first of 2 is sunk by Haritza. A chance to pull back to within 1 point. 3:20 to go in the first half. And he sinks both of them. So a 1-point lead for Sequoyah, 3:18 left to go in the first half. Here comes Keener. He's got Yamamoto in his face. And another 3-point shot by Harris. Too much on it, not there. Ball makes its way back to Yamamoto. Yamamoto pulls up at the free throw line, and another heartbreaking miss for Yamamoto, as he is not being dealt with kindly by the rim. Trainer, another inside look, turn around and lays it a little short as it bounces off the front of the rim. So a scoring drought here between both teams, 2:45 to go in the first half. Sequoyah on top, 29-28. Yamamoto looks to change that, but can't, as it goes off the front of the rim on his long 3-point shot. Another 3-point shot by the Cougars finds the bottom of the net as Matondo buries that one home for the Cougars. And it's 31-29 as Chattahoochee takes the lead back with 2:23 left to go in the first half. Wally almost has his pocket picked, but the turnaround jumper is not even close as the ball goes out of bounds.
And Wally is not seeming to be himself tonight. 5 points. That possession right there, got his pocket picked and then airballs a shot.
Ball makes its way back up top to Haritza. Matondo looking to find a lane inside. Nice move to the basket, but can't finish it off. 1:55 to go in the first half. 31-29 Chattahoochee. And another Sequoyah miss. keeps it a 2-point ball game. Look outside to Yamamoto. Maritza gets it down to the corner. Yamamoto all by himself for a deep 3-point shot that he buries. A 5-point lead for Chattahoochee. It's been a while since we've seen a lead that big. 90 seconds to go in the first half. 34-29 in favor of the away team. And Keener is fouled, but it's a floor foul.
Coach Carding is telling them to move the basketball, and I agree. They're settling for the first, second shots that they have.
Yeah, not a good look there for Keener as he took a low percentage shot. So Coach Carding gives him a little coaching. We'll see if it pays off. Parker at the top of the key being defended pretty tightly, and Connor Harris's pass going to go out of bounds. And Sequoyah running out of steam here at the end of the first half. 1:06 left to go, trailing by 5. They'll have to be careful here to not let the game slip away. Track meet down to the basket, not there. 3-point shot for Chattahoochee, no good. As Inasoye was trying to find some luck, but it wasn't there. Parker takes it, gives it to Wally. Wally fires a deep 3-point shot.
And they needed that. They did not want to go to the locker room down by a decent amount.
Only down by 2, 34-32. Cougars on top of Chiefs. 35 seconds left to go. Driving to the basket, no good. Second attempt, going to find the bottom of the net. And it's a 4-point lead as Matondo picks up his 10 points of the night, and Sequoyah turns the ball over again. And a foul picked up.
A charge by Harris. Second one of the night for the Chiefs.
So an offensive foul as Harris was standing in the paint. Didn't see the charge call. It looked like the official had made the count it signal, which had me very confused, but I did not see the charge call, but it is a charge. So Sequoyah takes over with 20 seconds left to go in the first half. Oh, they counted the basket. So that's what it was. There was no charge. The basket was counted. And 3 seconds left to go in the first half. And a turnaround shot by Keener goes in. So Sequoyah goes into the locker room trailing by 4 at the end of the first half. Your score, Sequoyah 34, Chattahoochee 38. Cougars on top of the Chiefs, but it's not by much. Max, a really interesting segment there at the end of the first half. What did you see?
It was interesting, that call there, but Sequoyah, just like Coach Cardin said, they really need to move the ball. They haven't really been passing as much as they necessary to get the open shots, and I've been saying it a lot, but they have been forcing a lot of their shots.
So I wasn't sure what that late whistle was at the end. The basket counted, but they whistled. Were subs coming in? I didn't see it.
Not for sure. I thought it was a charge. I thought he took it.
I did too, because Connor Harris's feet were completely planted the entire time. Anyhow, we're going to take a short break. Max, we'll see you on the other side of the break. But right now, we are going to welcome a special guest into our booth as Sequoyah Lady Chiefs Tafton Barber will be joining us here for a few minutes in between the first and second half of the boys' action.
Hello.
So Tafton, welcome to the War Lodge booth,
Hi.
if you will, this little table that we've got set up at the top of the gym.
Yeah, it's pretty awesome.
A big win today against Chattahoochee.
Yup.
You guys kind of, I don't want to say let off the gas early on, but, you know, a few.
The plan was first half. First half, you step on their throats. Second half, you get to have fun. So.
And it looked like you had fun. We got to see a lot of players that we don't normally see come in early on in the game. And, you know, like your teammate Sophie Tomorrow, she had a big night as well.
She did. 10 points. That's a career high for her.
So that is a career high for her.
Yeah.
So we weren't sure about that up here in the booth. But you also had a pretty good defensive first half.
Oh, thank you.
You made a couple of really, really good plays. What is it that you do with your game that you try to kind of stick with? Like, does your game have an identity? Is there something that you do in particular?
So I take hits. I'm the hit man. I will take any hit for you. So I think my biggest thing is I'm really big on help side defense. You know, I'm the brick wall in the paint, as they say. So, like, as long as I'll be there if you get beat.
We've said that.
Oh, yeah.
Not just
yeah.
they. We've mentioned that several times about your ability to play tough defense down there.
Yeah, and I mean, I think it's just a mindset for me. It's just like, you can take the hit. I know I can. I got blown over the other night, though. That was a big one. But it was really fun, and I think the other thing is just talking a lot. I'm a pretty loud person, big personality, so like that's the other thing that I attribute like helps my defense a lot.
So you're a senior this year.
I am a senior this year.
So
Sad.
what's some of your favorite moments that you've had here playing basketball at Sequoyah?
Oh my gosh. Okay, so my freshman year, I got moved to be a swing player for the JV team, and we were in Dalton County. This is like my all-time favorite game. All-time favorite game. We're in Dalton County. Dalton County has a crowd for the JV girls team.
Wow.
I know. You never heard of before. They have a crowd. They have people, like literally a student section. So our team dropped us off, and the varsity team went out to eat hibachi food. Yep, left us there.
What?
Left us there. So it was literally me and my like 7 friends playing basketball. So it was really close the entire game. We get down to the 4th quarter, and I foul out. I only got to play 2 quarters, still fouled out. Oh yeah,
Wow.
It was impressive. But we got all the way down to 4 players. We only had 4 players, and we went into overtime. And like we're screaming, like running around, and we ended up winning the game. And that's like my all-time favorite game.
With 4 players.
We won with 4 players in overtime, in a JV game with a crowd. And
That
it
is
was just
crazy.
like, it was insane.
That's actually pretty wild. I've
It
never
is.
heard that before, and you still didn't get any hibachi.
No, we did not get hibachi, and you know what? Joke's on them because the whole varsity team got sick from the hibachi.
Oh, well, that's
And we
justice right there.
We ended up losing the varsity game that we were supposed to win by like 20.
That's the cosmos aligning
Oh,
right there
yeah.
to say, hey, we would have liked some hibachi as well.
Yeah, it was really funny.
So Tafton, any plans after high school for playing basketball?
Oh. So for basketball, it's questionable. Right now, my dream is to go to Flagler College, which is St. Augustine.
St. Augustine.
Yes, that is my dream school. They have a huge deaf awareness culture, which I don't know. Tristan Barber, she's on the team too. She's my little sister, and she has hearing aids. She's going deaf. So that's a big part of my life is deaf awareness. And so that school is huge on deaf awareness, and that's what's drawing me to them so much. They're a D2 school, and as much as I would love to play, I don't think my abilities are up to their team standard. But I also have looks from Barry, which is where my dad went to school, and that's in Rome, Georgia, and they're an amazing school as well. So
Absolutely.
yeah, and so I have Barry, Mercer as well is on my
Another very good
list.
school.
Georgia College, and then I'm waiting on 6 other schools' decisions.
So let's talk about Flagler for a second, because that is a beautiful campus.
Oh, amazing. Literally gorgeous.
That's a beautiful town. So
It is.
Sidetracking for a second, my wife and I actually honeymooned in St. Augustine.
Oh, no way.
Yep. So we got to see all the old churches that were there, all the old buildings. You know, it's allegedly the so-called oldest town in America. It is
It's like 1506 or something.
Yeah, it goes way back to like the Spanish conquistadors and all that. But it is a beautiful town. So I can understand not only from the deaf awareness program, but that is a scenic campus.
Oh, it's like they call the school Hogwarts. Because the dining hall and the dorms are all made out of the Rockefeller Hotel. I mean, it is just ancient there, and it's just a beautiful place to be.
Well, and then right down the street, you got Castillo de San Marcos right there on the old Spanish fort that sits right there on the bay. And I remember specifically sitting on the side of the ocean right there, and you can see manatees and dolphins. They'll basically swim right up to your feet, and we were
awesome.
We were blown away by that. And now I will say this is I'm a very, I don't want to say aggressive driver, but I like to get where I'm going.
Yeah.
The small streets in St. Augustine are not conducive to getting where you want to go fast.
And we actually, when I went to tour there, it was raining, and those streets were flooded.
Yep, sure enough
They were flooded. I mean, you had nowhere to go.
Well, Tafton, thank you so much.
Yeah, of course.
One final question as we
hit
kind
me.
of conclude, because we got to get to the second half of the boys' game here. But
Let's hope they pull it through.
I do too, man.
Yeah.
One
tough.
more close loss in this building at the beginning of the season would not be good.
No.
But anyway, what's stepping outside the realm of basketball? What's some of your favorite things that you're going to take away forever from Sequoyah?
Okay, so I'm in Girl Scouts, and so my Gold Award project for Girl Scouts was I created a pamphlet on suicide awareness in teens and how teens can help teens. Because a lot of times when suicide's huge, you know, everyone's like, go to an adult, talk to an adult. Well, a kid doesn't want to do that.
Right.
So I created this entire pamphlet, and I've been class president for the senior class for 4 years. Yeah, I have.
So what haven't you done?
I don't know.
Continue.
Yeah. But I created this entire pamphlet, and Sequoyah, the school Sequoyah, I was able to implement it into our counseling program here. And by doing that, I've been able to reach like 9 different countries. It's in like 37 different states, and it's been 9. And it's also going into a school system in Florida as a part of their curriculum. And
Wait.
yeah.
So you're telling me that you've instituted something that will basically be curriculum in the state of Florida?
Yes.
Yeah, even my producer down here is like, that is incredible. No, that's not my producer, that's Max. Max is like, that is incredible. He's in shock too. Tafton,
Yes.
it has been a pleasure. Thank you
No,
so
thank
much. I hate to
you.
cut you off because this has been a lot of fun, but we've got to get to the second half of this boys game.
They'll pull it through. I believe in them.
Best of luck the rest of the way, and we
Thank
hope
you
that
so
you get a
much.
chance to play basketball after school.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Folks, we will be right back here on ChiefsTV.org. We're going to take a quick break, and here in about a minute or so, we will bring you all the second half action of the boys game. Your score right now, Chattahoochee 38, Sequoyah 34. And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the War Lodge here at Sequoyah High School. As so far, this game has lived up to its calling as Sequoyah and Chattahoochee locked in a tight back and forth. Favor currently rests in possession of Chattahoochee as they lead Sequoyah 38-34. As Sequoyah went a little cold towards the end of the second quarter. We'll see how they come out of the locker room. Thank you for joining us on Chiefs TV. I am Chase Schaefer. Joining me, as always, is Max Swain. Max, what can we look forward to here in the second half?
A good one. It should finish off to be a good one. Only a 4-point ball game. We saw Sequoyah kind of let up a decent amount of points in the latter part of that second quarter, and it seemed like it was going to be all Chattahoochee. But they kind of gathered themselves and got a last score, made it a 4-point ball game. I think it's a very even ball game right now. The team who takes momentum early in this third quarter is the team that will have the advantage this whole second half.
Ball inbounded to Keener. You know, we've talked a lot about region standings. Sequoyah in big need of getting a region win here tonight as Wally unable to handle the basketball. So 9 seconds in, Sequoyah turns it over. Long pass as Trainer bumps into Haritza. So Trainer will pick up the first foul of the second half for Sequoyah. I want to thank everyone for watching on Chiefs TV. We hope you've enjoyed the broadcast tonight. And hope we've made it a nice viewing experience, but a nice shooting experience there for Chattahoochee as Cameron James kicks off the party in the second half for Chattahoochee as he buries a three-point shot, making it 41-34.
And he's up to 12. He has been a great player, had a great performance tonight for the Cougars.
Parker takes a look at a three-point shot that clangs off the iron. Rebound taken by Mitchell. Wally trying to find an inside look. He can't, lays it a little short. Second attempt, no good either. Wally gets his rebound again, and finally, he's able to put it in the basket. So 41-36 your score. Sequoyah trailing by 5. A minute gone in the third quarter. As Chattahoochee outscoring Sequoyah in the third quarter 3-2 so far. Yamamoto at the wing. And a nice inside look, but swatted away by Fisher Mitchell. And here come the Chiefs. Trainer second guesses himself while he's got James in his face down in the low post, kicks it back up top. Keener picks up his dribble. Wally takes it, gives it back to Keener. Keener drives baseline, lays it up and in. And Sequoyah on a little bit of a mini run here, trailing by 3, 41-38 with 6:25 left to go in the third quarter.
And Keener's up to 10. That's his average for the past 4 games. Let's see if he can get over that hump.
Latondo fires it back out to James. James head fakes, goes into the free throw line and buries it home.
Man, James has just been hitting his shots tonight. It's been impressive, really thriving that offense for Chattahoochee.
Yamamoto pokes the ball away from Keener, but it stays Sequoyah basketball. 43-38 your score. Nearly 2 minutes gone in the third quarter. Your high scorers on the floor right now are Wally and Keener, both with 10. Parker's got 7 of his own. Mitchell looks inside. Nice turnaround move. And that makes it 43-40.
Mitchell has impressed me these past couple of games. He is just being physical down low, but at the same time, he's hitting his shots from outside.
And a three-point shot, no good. Fisher Mitchell with the rebound. You know, we've been saying his name a lot tonight. During the War Lodge Classic, he ended up with a double-double as he hit 7 three-point shots and also had 10 rebounds. So he finished the game with 21 points and 10 rebounds as Wally gets a wide-open look. Didn't see what happened. Max, did you see it?
I believe it was a travel. Oh, wait, it's Chiefs ball.
So we might have gotten a foul call here. Did not see what the call was. Wally takes a three-point shot from the corner, no good. And James with the rebound for Chattahoochee. James drives in the lane, takes a few extra steps, but doesn't have it called. Parker in a foot race to the basket with Haritza, who fouls Preston Parker, who goes down hard right in front of the cheerleading section. I don't know. It looked like Haritza got all ball there for a second.
It definitely
Still
did.
had a hard collision at the tail end of the play, but Parker either way going to the free throw line. And the first one good from 15 feet straight away. A fantastic effort by Haritza to get back to the ball, though, as he slapped it off the glass.
And he's a great player. He's super fast, and he really uses his long arms to his advantage a lot. He has a great shooting form. He has really mastered the fundamentals of three-point shooting.
So Sequoyah pulls back to within 1. As they trail by 1 point, 43-42. Yamamoto picks up his dribble after some heavy defensive pressure. Ball out to the free throw line. Driving inside baseline. Yamamoto gets it over to Haritza, who fires a three-point shot, and it's good. So back out to a 4-point lead for Chattahoochee. 4:30 to go in the third quarter. Defensive pressure really picking up by the Cougars. Harris has it down in the corner. Keener trying to find a way in, and he does. He lays it up and in. So Sequoyah back down by 2, 46-44. 4:05 left to go in the third quarter. Keener picks up his 12th points of the night. Yamamoto wide open, no good as he has too much steam on the three-point shot. And a big missed opportunity there for the Cougars as coming back down is Parker, and Sequoyah back in front by 1.
And Sequoyah is on fire right now, hitting all their shots. They are attacking the ball right now.
Haritza tries to lay it up. It's not there. Sequoyah with the rebound. Here comes Trainer, doesn't have numbers. Looks over to Parker. Parker with another three-point shot. Is he up? No, but he's fouled, so Parker is going to go back to the charity stripe again. And he'll get 3 more shots. He hit his first 3 the last time he was fouled taking a three-point shot.
And he's really come alive in this third quarter, 12 points.
So a big opportunity for Sequoyah as they get 3 straight free throws. Parker up to 12 points. So Parker sinks the first. And Chattahoochee wants to take a timeout, and after 33% of the free throw shots have been taken, 30 minutes and 31 seconds left to go. Sequoyah on top of Chattahoochee, 48-46. Max, what do you think?
I'm glad that Sequoyah has kind of taken their time the second half. I was talking about in the first half, they've been rushing it, and they've really seemed to calm down. Wally still seems to be a little bit off, but Keener and Parker definitely and Mitchell are really making it up for him, and they're taking the shots that they are like, that is their brand of basketball, not trying to play as some other brand.
So let's go ahead and throw it over to our sponsors real quick before we come out of the break.
Of course, Chase, our gold level sponsors, Beato's Bar and Grill and Cherokee Focus, and our gray level sponsors, Barber Homes, Barber Lucky Financial Group, Honey Baked Ham, Inside Partners, Prestige Staffing, Stroud's Barbecue, and Woodstock Furniture.
So we come back out. Parker's got 2 more shots. He sinks the first one. Correction, that will be his second free throw, but his first one coming out of the timeout. And a chance now for Sequoyah to take a 4-point lead as he sinks the third as well. So 50-46 your score. Sequoyah on top of Chattahoochee. And Sequoyah coming out in the full court press. Nice move to the basket, but a good block by Keener. And the block goes out of bounds and stays Chattahoochee ball. So a good defensive effort there by Kyle Keener. Getting it done on both sides of the floor. Yamamoto retreats all the way back to the opposite free throw line to corral that inbound pass. Baseline drive swatted away by Waterboard. As Edesoye's shot was blocked, he'll be the inbound man. Gets it out to Temple. Temple double team down in the corner. There's a wide open man beyond the three-point line. That's Haritza, and he buries it home.
1-point ball game, folks.
So a big three-point shot there by Haritza to pull Chattahoochee back to within 1. 2:50 to go in the third quarter. This game has been as advertised. Both teams going back and forth, giving each other their best shot, and Fisher Mitchell hits a long 2-point shot, and it's a 3-point lead for Sequoyah, 2:37 to go. Defensive rebound taken by the Chiefs. as Keener goes to the basket and it's in. 5-point lead, the biggest lead of the night for the Chiefs. 2:15 to go in the third quarter. And fouled going to the basket is Temple. So Temple will go to the charity stripe with 2:13 left to go in the third quarter. Parker, high scorer on the floor so far, as he's got 15.
And one player, Chase, Yamamoto for Chattahoochee hasn't really had much of an impact the second half. And they're down by 5. Yamamoto hasn't scored that much. He is a big piece to this offense, and without him, they aren't leading this ballgame.
Yeah, notable Sequoyah alumni Kyle Sandy was pretty high on him, as I was getting a handful of notes before the game. He said Yamamoto would be one of the players to watch out for. That's Kyle Sandy, former Sequoyah alum and basketball player, runs sandyspiel.com. Great resource for everyone who wants to follow all things Georgia high school basketball, both boys and girls. Speaking of boys, Sequoiah's boys on top by 4, as a shot from the free throw line by Wally teases and goes out. So a chance for Chattahoochee to make this a one-possession game in the last minute and 45 seconds of the third quarter. It's been a closely contested game, both teams going back and forth. Temple drives the lane, he goes up, shoots it back out to Yamamoto, who gives it to Haritza, who gives it right back to Yamamoto. James, who's had a huge game for Chattahoochee, gets it but gives it right back to Yamamoto, who hands it right back. So they play a little game of pitch and catch. And a shot clock violation. So a fantastic job by Sequoiah's defense to cause problems for the Chattahoochee Cougars. And with 1:18 to go in the third quarter, Sequoyah on top of the Cougars, 54-50. So Trainer checks back into the game as Parker going to get a much-deserved rest. So something going on with Dylan Wally's jersey? Is he bleeding? What's going on here as Wally exits the arena? So Dylan Wally steps outside for a moment. He comes back in sporting a new number. Sequoyah with a chance to stretch that lead out. A minute left to go. So for the remainder of the game, Dylan Wally will be sporting the number 31 for you fans at home. As opposed to his traditional 4, there was a uniform issue that the official pointed out. Kyle Keener takes a deep three-point shot, and Sequoyah with their biggest lead of the night, 57-50 with 45 seconds to go in the third quarter.
And it seems like Kyle Keener has found his stride once again, folks.
17 points on the night, as that is 2 points above his points per game average. And going to the charity stripe after making his shot will be Gil Matondo, so he's got a chance to get those 3 points back if he can make this free throw. So Keener picks up a foul. That's his third of the night, so getting dangerously close to foul trouble for Kyle Keener. So thank you to our PA announcer here at the War Lodge, reminding everybody that Dylan Wally will now be wearing the number 31 for the remainder of the game. So we get that cleared away with the scorekeeper. Can't convert on the and one. And Sequoyah with a 5-point lead, 25 seconds left to go in the third quarter. Be a big confidence boost for Sequoyah to go into the final frame with a lead. Shot clock is dead. 10 seconds left. Keener tries to find a lane. It's not there. Poked away. Parker able to recover. Fires a three-point shot. No good. And that will do it for the third quarter. Yamamoto's shot wouldn't have counted anyway. So at the end of 3, Sequoyah on top of Chattahoochee, 57-52. Max, can Sequoyah get over the home hump?
I don't know. And can Chattahoochee, is their streak going to end on the road? It's interesting because there's so many stories going on in this game. Region play, their streak, Sequoyah's streak. It's just fascinating because there's so many things going on in their head. It's a big game, 10-4, 9-4. But this fourth quarter it's basically a 0-0 ball game because anything can happen.
And Sequoyah gonna go in. Sequoyah will be able to win and start over again. Sequoyah with a chance to go 7 for 8 in their last, 8 ball games. Boy, I really butchered that one. Sorry about that one, folks watching on Chiefs TV. So 57-52 your score, and that would also, if Sequoyah can pull off a win here tonight, would break Chattahoochee's undefeated record in region play. Chattahoochee currently 3-0, looking to go to 4-0. If they can pull this off, they would go to 11-4 on the season and 4-0 in region play and basically be in the catbird seat for region play. Sequoyah playing a little behind the 8 ball. They have to get to 2-2 in region play in a hurry.
Definitely, because this is a very competitive region. They cannot get behind that quick and, like you said, have to call their way back.
So Yamamoto standing right on the Chiefs logo as he dishes it out to the wing. Haritza, we've seen him hit some pretty big shots for the Cougars. He gives it right back to Yamamoto. Temple trying to find a lane. It's not there. He goes baseline to Yamamoto, who kicks it back out. Mitchell picks up the loose ball as Matondo can't hold on to it. Wally with a wide open look at three-point shot, but it was blocked as James came out of nowhere. Now in the corner for Wally again. Nice head fake. He'll fire a three-point shot, but it goes off the side of the rim. James takes off with the basketball but loses it as he has his pocket picked. 2-on-1. Mitchell goes to the lane and it's blocked by Haritza. Big block there by number 3 for Chattahoochee. He has had some really big plays for this Cougar team. And a travel call turns the ball right back over to Chattahoochee. So we're a minute in, nobody's scored. 7:02 left to go in what is presumably the final round of this Region 7 6A heavyweight tilt between Sequoyah and Chattahoochee. Right now, scoreboard in favor of the home team, but as we have seen in this game, that can shift on a dime. 57-52 your score. Sequoyah by 5. Fourth quarter, Sequoyah has had so many heartbreaking losses in this building this year as that ball sails out of bounds, and Sequoyah will take over. You think about the Centennial game. They lost by 1. They let a region game slip away against River Ridge. Nice move by Keener. Keener lays it up, but he's fouled. So Kyle Keener with a chance to push the Sequoyah lead out even further. As Keener, with already 17 points, can pick up 18 and 19 if he makes both.
And I was saying before the game, Sequoyah cannot find themselves in a close one late in this game, like a 1-point, 2-point ball game, because we know River Ridge, Centennial examples, that they can let those big games slip away. So the biggest lead they get here is the better.
Keener goes 1 for 2, 58-52 your score. Adesoye with the ball. Gives it to Yamamoto. Now Temple. Now to Montando.
And Yamamoto hasn't scored this whole second half.
And a shot by Temple is good. Is it a 2 or a 3? It's a 2 according to the official. So 5:55 to go in the fourth quarter. Sequoyah's lead shrinks down to 4. 58-54 your score. Trainer has the ball, goes baseline, kicks it back inside for Keener, who lays it up and in.
A beautiful move there. And another good pass by Trainer.
So Keener with 20 points is eating up this Chattahoochee defense on the inside of the paint. 60-54 your score. Matondo at the wing. Inside pass is no good. picked off by Fisher Mitchell, pushed ahead but picked off by Adasoye. He was looking for Trainer. Trainer wasn't there. Yamamoto out on the wing. Nice head fake. He pulls up a three-point shot and buries it.
Only a 3-point ball game.
60-57. 5 minutes left to go in the fourth quarter. A big make there by Yamamoto. Can Sequoyah respond? Wally in the paint, kicks it out to Parker. Parker's got to look at the basket, lays it up and in. Coach Carden looking for the and one. It's not going to happen, but they've got a 5-point lead, 62-57. 4:43 left to go in the fourth quarter. Shot goes up, no good. As Adasoye looking for a foul himself, not going to get it. Nice inside look to Trainer, who had a chance at the basket, has it swatted away. And Parker recovers for Sequoyah. And a floor foul called? No, timeout.
He got it in.
So he got the timeout in, so we're going to take a breather real quick. 4:26 left to go in the fourth quarter. 62-57, Sequoyah on top of Chattahoochee. This would be huge for Sequoyah if they could knock off the reigning region champs.
It really would. And I know we've said it a lot, but the 1-2 record in region, they can't lose this ball game and get behind that much in a very competitive region where it will be hard for them to get back in it.
So a fan question coming in on the comments, as Courtney asked a little bit ago, do we know who has the most amount of points for the year? Well, if you're asking about our Sequoyah Chiefs, it is most definitely Dylan Wally, as through 13 games played, he is averaging 19.6 per game. The next closest teammate to him through that same 13-game stretch is Kyle Keener, so I don't have the exact number right now for you, Courtney, but Dylan Wally is the team's leading scorer for Sequoyah. Not to overshadow the accomplishments of other Chiefs on this team, as Kyle Keener entered the 1,000-point club earlier in the season as he was presented his 1,000-point club ball. He's adding to that total now as he's got 20 points on the evening and looking to make it more as he drives to the lane. And what a beautiful layup and in. Count that one. And Kyle Keener goes to the charity stripe. What a big athletic play and make by Kyle Keener.
And I was talking about him having to get over that hump, and man, he has shattered it. 22 points, a flawless performance from the 1,000-point club member.
Averaging 15 points a game, but he's got 23 on the night so far. Next closest Chief is Preston Parker with 17. Wally in a little bit of a drought. He's only got 10. But with friends like Kyle Keener, what else do you need? Nice move to the basket and thrown off of Keener, but it doesn't go out of bounds as Adasoye tried to bounce it off of him. Wide open look for Preston Parker, no good as it teases, and Wally touched it last. It'll be Chattahoochee ball. I don't think Wally needed to go after that one because I believe it was last touched by Chattahoochee, but it will be Cougars basketball. 3:40 left to go in the fourth quarter. Sequoyah on top of Chattahoochee, 65-57. Inside move, now kick out to James. James with a three-point shot, and he buries it. So Cameron James knocks down a three-point shot, and it is a 65-60 game. Timeout, Chattahoochee. Max, take it away with some sponsor reads real quick.
Of course, Chase. Our Sequoyah Chiefs basketball sponsors, our gold level sponsors, Vito's Bar and Grill and Cherokee Focus. Our gray level sponsors, Barber Homes, Barber Lucky Financial Group, Honey Baked Ham, Inside Partners, Prestige Staffing, Stroud's Barbecue and Woodstock Furniture. And our white level sponsors, Peachtree Pest Control, Brad's Barbershop, Edwards Eye Care, Johnny's New York Style Pizza, Riverstone Homes, Studio 5 Salon, and Suntex Marinas at Little River. Thank all of y'all for supporting the Sequoyah Chiefs basketball programs. We couldn't do without any of you.
So we wanted to thank our viewers on Chiefs TV. Courtney asking a pretty good question there in the comment section, so we appreciate the interactions from the viewership. Another interaction from the viewership is an old friend of ours, Mike Mejia. He is a frequent flyer, you could call it, on our game broadcasts. He is pretty active with the Chiefs TV broadcasting program, but I actually think he's a Chattahoochee fan. So he's actually rooting against the home team here tonight. But we won't hold that against him because we definitely appreciate his viewership and interactions, as well as everybody who views on ChiefsTV.com for all of our varsity basketball games and our football games during the fall. So we want to thank all of you for that as we are back underway, coming out of the timeout in the fourth quarter. 3:12 left to go in the ball game. Sequoyah 65, Chattahoochee 60. Fisher Mitchell, first time from beyond the arc, and he buries it. Fisher Mitchell, always good for a couple of those during the game, and he finds it for the first time in the fourth quarter when it matters. An 8-point lead for the Chiefs, their biggest lead of the night. James drives to the basket and gets 2 of those right back. So 68-62, a 6-point lead for Sequoyah. 2:45 left to go. Sequoyah trying to get back to 500 in region play for the year, trying to get into the double-digit win total as they can go 10-4 with a win here tonight. Chattahoochee looking to go 11-4, but that's going to be pretty hard once Preston Parker makes this shot, as it is now 70-62. 2:28 left to go in the fourth. Chattahoochee going to have to find another gear. James going to look for it, and he fires a 3-point shot. It's no good. A host of Chiefs under the basket pick up the ball.
And an 8-point lead. This is their time to waste right now.
Sequoyah doesn't have to hurry any shots. 2:10 left to go, up by 8. 70-62 your score. Mitchell fakes the pass. He's got to do something with the ball. He finds Wally. Wally to Parker. Kyle Keener, game's high scorer with 23 points with the crossover dribble. Trying to do something with it. He has to kick it back out to Fisher Mitchell for 3. He gets the shot off before the shot clock expires as Trainer picks it back up. Coach Carden tells him to just slow it down as they get a whole new shot clock as that one went off the rim. Parker going to drive the lane as he's fouled going to the hoop. So Preston Parker doing yeoman's work drawing fouls this evening, so he gets to go to the charity stripe to take another pair. I believe he is perfect from the free throw line tonight.
That
6 for 6.
That was a magnificent rebound by Matthews Trainer, and very important one too. To give the Chiefs opportunity to waste more time and put this game even closer to a win on the win side of the tally.
So can Sequoyah get the close game monkey off their back, as they have tried so hard this year to win a close game at home? They're a minute and 30 seconds away from it as they go up by 10. 72-62 your score. Parker, that's his 21st point. A minute 30 seconds left to go in the ball game. 72-62. Sequoyah on top by 10. Yamamoto with the ball. Kicks it out to the wing for Haritza, who gives it right back, and Yamamoto has to chase it out of bounds. Sequoyah comes up with the basketball. Wally out to Parker. Parker's just going to hold up and give the ball back to Keener up top. A minute left to go. Sequoyah in the catbird seat. 1:08 to be exact, as Keener gets fouled. Chattahoochee with 2 fouls to give before Sequoyah goes back to the free throw line. So we've got a timeout by Chattahoochee with a minute and 6 seconds left. Sequoyah on top by 10 points, 72-62. Max, has this been Sequoyah's most complete game we've seen this year?
Honestly, yes. Besides the lack of Dylan Wally's explosiveness, it really has been. I know we're saying that, and he has 10 points, not a bad performance, but under his standards, it probably isn't his best game.
Well, he averages 19 points a game, but at the same time, this team is so diverse that they can do it from inside the paint. Kyle Keener has been cleaning up down in the key for the Sequoyah Chiefs. He's got 23 points. Parker doing a fantastic job of drawing fouls and getting to the line. He's got 6, 7, 8 points alone from free throws tonight, so he's done a fantastic job. 2 of those were on 3-point shots.
It's been magnificent, honestly.
Fisher Mitchell finding that 3-point range late in the game. He's got 11. So when the team is firing on all cylinders like this, you don't have to have a 30-point effort from Wally. So sometimes Wally can have a game where the other team plays perimeter defense a little tighter. He doesn't pick up as many points, but then you find other ways to win, and that's what great teams do. Great teams find other ways to win when they're thrown off their game.
That's exactly right. They're doing it really well, and I think that's one thing that the Chiefs do really well is they always find ways to score no matter what the defense is.
But make no mistake, it's still a 10-point game with a minute left, but you know, you never know with good teams either. Chattahoochee could come up with something big. Parker gets the ball, and he'll be corralled up in the corner as he is surrounded. He got the pass off, but Coach Carden called a timeout as he wants a full timeout. So, under a minute to go, 53.6 seconds left. Max, let's do some sponsor shout-outs, bud.
Of course, Chase. Our Sequoyah Chiefs basketball sponsors are gold level sponsors, Beato's Bar and Grill and Cherokee Focus. Our gray level sponsors, Barber Homes, Barber Lucky Financial Group, Honey Baked Ham, Insight Partners, Prestige Staffing, Stroud's Barbecue, and Woodstock Furniture. And our white level sponsors, Peachtree Pest Control, Brad's Barbershop, Edwards Eye Care, Johnny's New York Style Pizza, Riverstone Homes, Studio 5 Salon, and Suntex Marinas Outlet River Link. All of y'all for supporting the Chiefs basketball program. We couldn't do without all of y'all.
And Max, you know, as Sequoyah, not out of the woods just yet, but this was the team that we always thought these guys could be going down the stretch. We saw flashes of it last season, and we saw it at the beginning of this season. Played a very close game with Centennial, played a very close game with Shiloh, and let one slip away against River Ridge. But this team is more than capable of maybe even hosting a home game in the playoffs.
100%. Especially when everyone's on their game or they're complimenting each other's games. It's very fascinating to watch, and I think they do have a chance. You're right.
Sequoyah with a chance here to hand Chattahoochee their first region loss of the year and their first true road loss. Keener's fouled again. Chattahoochee has one more to give before we get into 1-1. As Chattahoochee one away from the bonus. As Parker takes it back on the other side of half court. Gets it over to Wally. Wally gets us down to the corner to Harris. And Harris will be fouled. So Harris going to start off the bonus party for the Sequoyah Chiefs as he goes to the line for 1-1. 39 seconds left to go. Sequoyah up by 10. Max, it almost feels surreal. We're like, you know, 40 seconds left and up by 11 now as Harris sinks the front end of a 1-1. Sequoyah's been so close all season to feel like they're finally getting over the hump and getting the monkey off their back. We kind of feel like it's a little surreal. Second one's good, so they're up by 12, 74-62 with 39 seconds left to go.
Honestly, it was a close one early in this game and throughout the whole one. I'm very impressed to see these Chiefs really going all out and pulling away early in the fourth quarter.
Poked away and a chance for Sequoyah once again as the mishandled dribble goes in favor of the Chiefs, and now Kyle Keener with a chance to add to that point total with 28 seconds left goes to the nail for a 1-1. (74-62). Sequoyah in the bonus. So James will check back in for the Cougars. He's got 19 on the night, so a beautiful effort for him this evening. It's a shame that it's going to be on the losing end of things as the first one is sunk. And that makes it 75-62 Chiefs. So Sequoyah not only winning, but winning by 13, now 14. So Galvin will check in for the home team. 25 seconds to go, a 14-point lead. Long three-point shot is no good. It'll be taken under the basket by Kyle Keener. 20 seconds left, moves it up to Wally, and Sequoyah just going to play a little pitch and catch. As Mitchell takes it at the logo and he looks up at the clock as we are at 5 seconds left, 4 seconds left. And that will do it here from the War Lodge as Sequoyah knocks off the defending region champs as they take down the Chattahoochee Cougars 76-62. Max, what a game for the hometown Chiefs.
What a game. And I was talking about earlier, Kyle Keener, only averaged 10 points a game in the past 4 games, but for him to break through 25 points, that was impressive. And all throughout, Preston Parker, Fisher Mitchell, even Matthew Trainer, they both came in supported, and all around, that was an amazing game.
It was a total team win. They played good defense. They played good on the offensive side of things. They drew fouls, took charges. You know, Keener did a fantastic job in the paint. Dylan Wally did a good job distributing the basketball. So just because it doesn't show up in the points total doesn't mean he wasn't very actively involved in this team's success. You know, James had 19 points for the Cougars, and he hit some really big shots. Haritza hit some really big shots for the Cougars as well. You know, it's a shame that it has to be in a losing effort, but from where we're sitting as the Sequoyah Chiefs broadcasting team, you know, that's good for us. So Sequoyah gets to 500 in region play and scores a huge region victory as they advance to 2-2 in the region and 10-4 on the season. So Chattahoochee drops to 10-5 and loses their first region game of the year. They're still in good shape as far as region play is concerned, but Sequoyah definitely needed this one tonight.
Definitely. 1-2. I've said it a lot, but this region is hard to claw back in, especially it's very competitive. Hard teams to really win when it's needed, and when they're on a roll, and it's hard to get back in this region. So a good win.
So that'll wrap it up here from the War Lodge tonight. Thank you for joining us all on Chiefs TV. I am Chase Schaefer. With me tonight was Max Swain for both games. We will see you next time. And once again, thank you so much for joining us here on Chiefs TV. As your final score, Sequoyah 76, Chattahoochee 62.